Yo, K-Base Guy here, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, and today our friends who we've met before are back. This is the SuperBox S3 Pro Media Smart Player. And we've had this on the channel before. We had the S2 Pro, but SuperBox sent out their new and improved version for us to talk about today. So here's kind of the timeline. I'll give you a short overview because I've already talked about this box before. So I'll leave the previous video in the description, but I'll still give an overview of what's in front of us. We'll talk about the improvements made on the S3 versus the S2. And then of course I'll plug this one up and show you guys the interface. I won't go too in depth on the interface and anything like that because we did that in the S2 Pro and not a lot has changed in that regard. So refer down to the description box. There'll be a link to the S2 if you want to get a more in-depth review on the SuperBox. The S3 Pro is new for the 2022 year, but you can purchase one right now. And currently they are on sale for $329 on the SuperBox website. So you can get a lot of cool stuff with these. They come with some accessories that we'll talk about later, but let's talk about what came in the box. As you guys can see on the left, this is the SuperBox itself. You have a brand new remote in comparison to what we had previously. You still have your power supply and HDMI cord as well. So same contents in the box, but some improvements have been made in the SuperBox itself and with that remote. Let's talk about what this machine is. So everybody is kind of going away from cable. Streaming services are now giving you TV, YouTube TV, Hulu Plus. Now you can stream your TV instead of paying for it from your local provider like AT&T has Uverse or DirecTV, all that stuff. You don't have to go that route anymore. This allows you to stream thousands and thousands and thousands of TV shows for free with one purchase of a SuperBox instead of a monthly subscription from your cable provider. This also stores all of your media content. So if you watch Hulu Plus and ESPN Plus and Disney Plus, all the pluses, Paramount TV Plus, all those streaming services are here. Netflix, Spotify, all those different streaming services are built into this box so that this can be your one central hub for all of your content. It is a really nice machine to have, and of course it has a nice little clock on the front so you know what time it is. Now, of course, the SuperBox is on an Android platform, so if you are familiar with Android phones, if you're familiar with Android tablets, or just Android in general, it'll feel right at home with you. Like I said, you have a lot of movies and HD streaming services on here, but you also have 4K support too. So you guys can watch 4K or even up to 6K resolution on a lot of different streaming platforms if that service has it. What's really cool about it, of course, it's dependent on Wi-Fi, but the Wi-Fi is the latest technology as well. So you can feed your 5 gigahertz speeds into the SuperBox and get a really seamless, smoothless, and stutter-free experience when watching your movies and watching your TV content. So let's talk about some of the improvements that are made on the S3 Pro versus the previous S2. One of the big things was the internal storage. It went from 16 gigabytes to 32, so you can store more pictures, store more videos, whatever you want to put on there. You now have the weather icon that's on the right side of the screen when you first turn on your SuperBox. So now, if you want to check the weather before you go, if you're watching the news and you want to see the weather, there's a quick access to that, so you can check the weather before you're out for the day. You now have a hotkey function on the remote, so you can set your remote for hotkeys. So if you watch Netflix, Disney Plus, Hulu, and Paramount, you can set those as hotkeys on your remote, so it's just one click instead of having to go through the menus. Voice controlling is now in this remote, so you can tell this remote to do whatever you want it to do. Hey, turn up the volume, turn to channel 75, launch Hulu, whatever you want it to do, you can command it with your voice via the microphone button labeled right in the middle of the remote. So super easy access to that remote allows you to be able to communicate with it so you don't have to search through all sorts of menus and apps to get to one place. This device is able to be paired with a 2.4 gigahertz or a 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi connection, so depending on what you have at home, it'll work with it. If you're somebody who wants a more secure connection, you can plug this up via Ethernet, so you can plug it with LAN, and it's a more smooth connection, so when you're watching your K-Base Guy, you get a seamless seamless video without any buffering the whole time. It's incredible. Bluetooth 4.1 is in here, and of course you have a video recorder, 4K at 60 frames per second, so it'll support all of the latest movies that are out right now, all the latest streaming services. And then of course there's 2 gigabytes of RAM in here, 32 gigabytes of storage running on the Android 9 system. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug the S2 Pro that's currently hooked up in my system. I'm going to swap it out with the S3 Pro, and then we'll see what it looks like on the interface. Alright guys, so we have the S3 Pro hooked up to the entertainment center, and just like before, we're going through the same bit of setup here, getting your Wi-Fi done, getting the aspect ratio paired up to your screen, all that good stuff, 100%. There we go. And so it's a really simple and easy setup. I did this in the previous video down below in the description, so if you want to walk through setup, check that video out. Alright, once you have everything set up, you're back to the screen that we are used to. So it's a really nice box. This is actually my favorite SuperBox, or favorite TV box that I've had to review so far. I did the tanggula box, and it started off okay, but over time they stopped kind of maintaining it and it kind of fell off the deep end, and the interface was kind of bad. But this is a lot better. This is my favorite box so far that I've used, and they improved upon it for the S3 Pro. I absolutely love this thing. I mean, I've been able to watch cartoons if I want to. I've been able to watch basketball, any kind of sports I want to, flip over and watch some MTV, some older shows, newer shows. It's great. And I personally don't have cable in my home. I don't have a service provider at all because I don't want to pay that monthly payment. I just don't want to. Everything that I do now is pretty much streamed. So you get all the streaming services and you get live TV. It's a great thing to have. On top of that, you also have a browser, so you can, surf the web and do things that way if you want to. You have an app store, like I said, Android 9, so you have the Play Store here, so you can download your Instagrams and your YouTubes and whatever you want. Facebook, however you want to use this thing, and it has a lot of storage for what you're going to be using it for, so it's not bad at all. And then the big thing is getting rid of your cable. You may not watch a lot of TV, or maybe your cable is kind of connected to your phone, but you can let that go and just have a SuperBox like this and have all of your media and everything right here where you want it to be. And you can, like I said, make some hot links. So down below you can add different apps down here that you use commonly. Live TV is ready to go. So it's really, really simple and easy to use. And like I said, I use the S2 Pro quite often, so you can watch TV right here from the system if you want to. It's super easy to use and get used to. Comes with an owner's manual, of course, if you have any questions. But it's a nice product, and I'm super thankful again to SuperBox for sending out their new version. I will leave a link to not only the video that I did on the S2 Pro, but I'll also leave the link to the S3 Pro so that you guys can check it out if you'd like to and get one in your home. I absolutely love using this thing. It makes it really easy to have all my apps right here in one space, and the interface is really easy to use. It's pretty appealing, and I really appreciate having the opportunity to review this for you guys. So leave me a comment down below and let me know, are you using cable still, or have you jumped on over to the streaming services? What are you doing right now in your home? What makes more sense, streaming or using your cable provider? Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments down below. Hit that like button and subscribe if you are not already. We will see you guys in the next video. Keep this guy out. Peace.